hope these videos are helpful to you in some way. Every single one of these conversations are different. They all have some unique challenges, just because every pair of people are different, their histories, their experiences, and their pains. The point of this of this conversation is to make sure that we're starting the conversation. We're starting a path to make things different, that you and this other person can work well together to overcome challenges, but also to make life more fun and your relationship more fun, rather than something that brings bad feelings and fears. There are two sort of things that I want to talk about before we wrap up. Actually, let me make it three. There are three sort of things that I want to talk about before we wrap up. The first one is, what are the next steps? Now that you've had this conversation, now that everything's hopefully been laid out on the table, or at least started to be laid out on the table, the next steps are you taking this foundation and placing things on top of it to move to create change. The core materials for building that change process is going to be being committed to yourself and what you need and want out of this relationship, and being committed to your partner, living up to the promises that you may be making or you may be thinking about, and being true to the hesitations that you probably are still experiencing. I mentioned a moment ago, bumps in the road. Yeah, there are bumps in the road. It's like any sort of hike you might take. It's not always a smooth, clear path that you walk through and don't break a sweat, or don't stumble once or twice, reach a little crossing of a stream to get your feet wet. All those things will happen. But the hope is that hike, that journey, will lead you to someplace that's better for you. And that's the goal there. The second thing I wanted to bring up is, what if this goes bad? Yeah, that happens. Conversations don't magically make everything disappear, and sometimes when we stir up the status quo, when we begin to make some changes, things don't look settled at first, or maybe even look worse than they did before. The thing to do is, if things start going bad, is say, hey, listen, let's take a breather. Let's come back at this in another time. Let's plan. Maybe in a couple days we could sit down again. Don't let defensiveness, don't let emotional experiences, don't let bringing up each other's history with each other ruin the occasion to create change. Those things happen. It's not uncommon. It's part of what's going to occur for many of us, but it's also part of what helps us know that we need to step back for a moment before we re-engage. In the rare instance, and this does happen for some people, that things start to go bad and your safety might feel threatened. If your safety is threatened, evacuate immediately. There's just no reason for people to get harmed that way. If you're physically threatened, physically feel harmed, leave. Go find someplace safer to be. If this conversation does rekindle, does it come up again? We'll see. But you need to leave and make sure you're going to be safe. So when things go bad, give it a breath. If things go really bad, get out of there. In either case, though, things going bad doesn't mean it ends. It just means a course correction. And that course correction might be, I can't be in this relationship anymore. But that course correction might also be, we find another way, another place, another mechanism to talk about it. Go find a third party to mediate that's professionally knows how to do that sort of thing. The flip side to that is the third point, which is plan the other elements of the relationship. you're in a relationship with somebody not because of gambling. Gambling's not the only dimension there. It might seem like that at the moment, but it's not. Rekindle the elements of the relationship that is the reason why you care about this person, that you want to build and commit to, which means go find ways to having fun. One of the most important things for couples, we talk about, in a whole world of helping couples, we talk about communication skills, and that communication's critical. We talk about problem solving. Yeah, problem solving is really critical, but you know what else is really critical? Have fun. Enjoy being with each other. Rekindle or nurture those elements of the two of you together that brought the connections, that brought why you care about each other, why you have each other's back. If you don't fuel those things, then this is going to be a lot harder. So plan for positive, fun engagement where you can relax and not face the struggles in front of you. Have any questions? Feel free to make a comment or to send us a message, and we'll try to get back to you.